So with hindsight, was it a mistake to arrive in Manchester in bright pink swimming shorts?
It was, no doubt about that. Big mistake. I thought, well, people say Manchester, the weather is bad, it's always raining, but I thought, come on, it's July. It won't be that bad. So I was coming on shorts, and when I first arrived in July and it was so cold raining, I thought, wow, is it like this the whole year? And it is. So it is. Now I'm kind of used to it. I come from Portugal. I lived 3 years in Monaco. The weather is very good. And you come to Manchester and you have a few weeks where you see the sun, where it's very warm. But most of the time it's raining. Most of the days you can see the sun, snow, rain, and everything at the same time, wind. So yeah, but now I'm used to it and I cannot like it. To play football, to be honest, is much better because you run and you're not tired. To play football when it's too hot, I don't like it. So I like it here in Manchester, yeah.
You must have seen how we freak out when we get one day of sun. It's like, where's the barbecue? Find the
barbecue. No, I know. When people without shirtless trying to tan a little bit. I can see.
Tan.
You don't tan. You don't tan. When you go to Portugal, so for example, when you have British people in my country, they're always so red, sunburned. So yeah, I can understand you.
Yeah. What month is it now, Bernardo?
Is it December?
It's
December.
It's August, December. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful rain. When you first arrived here, were you sort of what were you expecting? Were you kind of thinking, this is a team, they've spent a lot of money, I'll go straight into the team? Or did you think, I'm going to have to work?
Of course I thought I had to work. Come on. When you join a team like Man City or one of the biggest teams in the world, you know you will have heavy competition. So when I first arrived, I didn't know if the manager was counting on me as a winger or as a midfielder, but either way, if I counted to him as a midfielder, I would get Kevin, David, Gundogan. For 2 positions, I already said 3 players. If he counted on me as a winger, I had on that first season I had Leroy and Sterling, fantastic players. So yeah, you always have to work hard. You always have to be and to play and to train 100% every day if you want to play in a team like this one. So even now, I know if my level drops a little bit, yeah, I will go easily to the bench. So I need to keep working because the quality is huge on this squad, and that's the challenge. That's the big thing about coming to one of the best clubs in the world. If you want to be relaxed and know that you will play all the games, you don't come to one of the best teams in the world.
You have to find a way to relax, though, because it's just relentless. We were saying about, this is a team where you just have to win pretty much every single week. What do you do? Not like, do you go to the cinema? What do you meditate? I mean, how do you psychologically stay in like a good place?
Well, yeah, it's not easy to be focused every day of the year. It's not easy. Sometimes, some days you're a little bit more off than others. But I think most of these players, it's been like 10 years that they play football, 10 years that the fans, the club, the managers, everyone demands so much from us that we're used to it. So nowadays, for me, a moment of pressure is already a normal moment. So I'm kind of used to it. And obviously, when I have the time to relax and be with my family, I also enjoy.
Why did you decide to live in the city centre? Because like loads of footballers have huge like mansions out in the country and stuff, but you're right slap bang in the middle.
Well, first of all, I was born in Lisbon, city centre, so I'm used to traffic, to noise. I'm not a country boy. I'm not a country guy. I'm more like a city centre guy that needs people around. And also because most of the players are married, have kids, and they prefer to be more relaxed, more calm at home. But me, no. I like to be in the city center. Like if I need a restaurant, to walk to the restaurant and not need to to go and get my car to go to a restaurant. If I need bread, if I need water, if I need whatever, I'll just walk everywhere. And yeah, that's the way I like to live. So.
See, I know a lot of people like that who have to be in a city centre. They like to be around people, but they're not famous. So there's less privacy, isn't there? I mean, I imagine living in the city centre, you must get stopped a lot.
It's not like that. It's fine, to be honest. Well, people, they look at you, they know who you are. Some people, they ask for pictures. Sometimes they don't. But it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. People of Manchester are very respectful on the way they come talk to you and on the way they ask for things. So me, for example, every time Pep gives us a day off, I go for breakfast. I just walk around. I go for breakfast. I have a walk almost every day. I walk in the city center, and people don't bother me. It's fine, to be honest.
So if I was like coming from a different country and I didn't have like TripAdvisor or whatever, and you were my only point of contact, and I said to you, Bernardo Silva, I'm coming to Manchester, what do you recommend?
Depends. What do you want? You mean restaurants? You mean bars? You want to visit? You want what?
I want a restaurant.
You want a restaurant? Okay, what kind of food do you like? Because Manchester has a lot of different food.
Give me a good tapas place.
A good tapas place. I like tapeo and wine from Juan Mata.
Oh yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
I like Iberica.
Yes.
Iberica. These are my two favorites. Yeah. What else? What else do you like to eat?
I mean, I could take Italian.
Italian. Rudy's.
Wow, you know a lot about Manchester City Centre.
Salvis. San Carlo, you have San Carlo. Everyone knows that one.
What about Pep's restaurant?
Pep's restaurant, Tast.
Do you get to eat for free? Or?
It's Catalan. No, we pay double. No, I went there 2 weeks ago with Cancelo when he arrived, because my agent was here, so he invited me. And yeah, it's nice as well. Catalan food is a bit different from Spanish food, but it's also nice.
What's Pep Guardiola's relationship with you like? What do you learn from him?
Well, mostly, I think his ambition. I think he's very intense. He's a very intense person in a way that he never lets you relax. So as I said before, it's never easy to be focused 365 days per year, and sometimes you're a bit off, and he doesn't let you be off. So mostly his ambition, his willingness to always win more and more. I think that's what I learned the most from him.
Is there a teammate of yours here that you particularly look up to?
Well, a few of them. So I think this dressing room is a very good one. I've had not so good dressing rooms in my career. I won't tell you which ones, but I've had bad dressing rooms, very good ones, and this Man City dressing room is very good. The atmosphere that we lived on my first season here when we won the league for the first time, and last season was unbelievable. Hopefully we will keep it that way. I would say you always look a little bit to the more experienced guys, and you try to learn from them. So I would say Fernandinho, the way he works and everything he does every day. I look up to him a lot. David. So a lot of people, to be honest, in this team. Even the youngest guys, Kyle Walker, he works a lot. Fabian Delph would work every day as hard as he could. Who can I say more? Vincent Kompany, everyone knows, he already left, but he was someone that everyone in the team would look up to. But as I said, I could say here more 10 names because the dressing room and the atmosphere and the way this team is very professional and everyone works very very hard. So it's not easy to say only one or two names.
David Silva, we know, of course, this is his final season with Manchester City. What was it like when the players learned that? He must be very, very popular here.
Well, yeah. So he's going for his 10th season, his last one, unfortunately, for the club and for the fans. Probably top 3 best players ever for this club, right? Uh, so for me, playing more or less in the same position, he was always someone, even before I came here, someone I would look up to. He's won everything in football. He just needs the Champions League. He won the World Cup, the European Cup, many Premier Leagues. So yeah, he's had a beautiful career. I hope that he can have a few more titles this season to his beautiful career, and he can help us be even better. He's our captain this season. He's a very nice guy that helps everyone. So yeah, pleasure to play with him, honestly.
That Champions League must be something you guys think about a lot.
Well, yeah, it's something this club never won, so it's obviously something that we want to win, because as I said before, when you play in a club like Man City, you have to aim for all trophies. And the last 2 seasons, the way we went out on the Champions League were big disappointments, was quite tough on us. And we know it's a special competition. We know small details can make a difference. For example, last season we lost 1-0 away against Tottenham. We were losing 2-1 at home. We came back from that to 4-2, right? Mm-hmm. And then they scored the third goal on a corner where the ball hits here. I don't know if it hits the hand or not, and then
Llorente, yeah.
So it's a small detail that put us out of the Champions League. We know it's a difficult competition, because you don't play only against the best teams in England. You play against Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus. All the teams want to win this one. But yeah, it's what this club needs more to be even better, because we've shown how good we are here in England. The last 8 titles in England, or 9 or 10 or whatever, we won 70% or 80% of them. And if this club and this team especially wants to be remembered as one of the best, we need to win in Europe.
I'm almost out of questions. This one is very important to everybody in England.
Okay.
How excited should we be about Phil Foden?
Well, very excited. I think it's good if you don't put too much pressure on him, because he's from 2000. I just think he's 6 years younger than me. So wow. But he's a huge talent. And if he keeps working as hard as he does every day, because he does work very hard, and if his mentality is good, and he has that, 1-2 years is one of the best midfielders in the world.
Wow.
I think so, yeah. Honestly, he has the potential for that.
How do you close off that kind of pressure thing? You know, like what you were saying about not to put too much on him.
Well, you mean as a player?
Yeah.
As a player? I don't know, because I never had that much pressure, because I went step by step. I think for Phil, for example, because he comes from Man City, to go from the second team of Man City to the first one it's a huge step. And me, I was from the second team of Benfica to Monaco, and then always growing, and then Man City. So I don't know what kind of pressure he has, but I think he enjoys so much playing football, and he loves what he does. He just has to keep enjoying it and keep doing what he likes, the way he's done it in the past, and he will be successful. Because when you have a good mentality like he has, and when you're good, because he's very good, it's a matter of time. Sometimes you need 6 more months, sometimes you need 1 more year, but sooner or later he will be one of the best.
It's interesting what you say about him potentially being one of the best midfielders in the world in the next couple of years. Paulo Futre, legend of Portuguese football. In fact, Jose Mourinho said Paulo Futre is the best Portuguese player in history, but that's another story. Futre said recently who he thinks will win the Ballon d'Or after Messi and Ronaldo retire. Do you know who he said?
I think I've read that.
He said Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, but I don't like to read these kind of things, because being honest, that's an award that over the last 10 years almost only two guys won it. And obviously I want to fight to be one of the best. I want to win the best trophies, and the most important ones. The Champions League, I've never won it. I would like to win something more with my country. I would like to keep winning Premier Leagues, but then these kind of single trophies, it's never. I think you don't need to think about them. If they come, fantastic. If they don't, that's it. You just work as hard as you can to help your team to win collective trophies, and then the individual ones will come afterwards if they come.
And to bring us full circle right back to where you started with Benfica, you're how old now?
25.
25. All right, so sometimes, like, at the end of a job interview, this is an English thing, you say, like, where will you be in 10 years' time? Could you see a day where you go back to Benfica, maybe toward the end of your career, and finish some business there?
Definitely, yeah. I've always said that I need to fill a gap I still have, and because I never played for Benfica, and it's my team. One day I will do it. Yeah.
God, you're a big fan of Benfica, aren't you?
I am.
Does it still hurt you a bit then that you never?
Of course it does. It always does. So when you're a kid and you always dream of playing for your team, and then you get there and you can't do it, of course it hurts. But if I think a little bit more, it was the right decision. It was the best for both parts because the manager wasn't counting on me. I needed to play on a good level. Monaco paid 15 million, which for a player that came from the second division was a lot of money. So it was good for both. But of course, one day I want to play in that stadium for my team because I've only played in that stadium for the national team, for Portugal, never played for Benfica, and one day I want to do it for Benfica.
Final question then. Are you still the same kid who grew up supporting Benfica? Are you still that Bernardo Silva, or are you a different person now?
Oof. I think it's a mix because you always change. When I first left my city, my mom, my dad, to live alone, I changed a lot. I learned a lot. So yeah, I'm a different person now. I think the values are the same one. My parents, they taught me, but people develop and change, and yeah, I think I'm a different person. Some things I'm still the same, but yeah, I've learned a lot and I've changed.
It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, Bernardo. Thank you so much for doing this.
There you go. Cheers.
And best of luck for the season.
Thank you very much.